Okay, so in this video we're going to show you pretty much what our thought process was from this past weekend. You'll see the custom frame, you'll see the Crown Vic front end, you'll see the 5.4 liter V8, and we're not doing it. Cool, no doubt. The truck sitting on all that looks awesome. Just not going to do it. I'm going to tell you two reasons. First reason is I wanted this to be simple, quick and easy, flip the body to a different frame, change the ride height a little bit using the stock components, all of which can be done for free. The idea is just budget, budget, budget. If we're going to put any money into this, it's going to be comfort things, new door gaskets and window seals and window rubbers, and put money into the engine if we need to fix that. So very awesome idea, but when you start looking at, you need new bushings for that Crown Vic front end, when you start looking at the electrical components that go into it, and yes, I know it can be done. Yes, it is over our head because we've never done it, but you just start running into money. Too much for what we have. Primary reason that this is a budget build is that we have a 53 Chevy sedan project that is so close to being finished, but we've got to do paint and interior, so money. We have a 50 model F1 pickup whose chassis is completely done, new flathead, not new, but new to us flathead, got to be done. So I can't justify the expense that we would have to take to make this work. As cool as it is, you'd have a whole lot more money making it work than we even gave for it. So I appreciate my friend offering it to me, and awesome opportunity. He'll sell it to somebody else, no questions. But you'll see the videos following this clip. You'll see what we were thinking. Kind of excited about it, but sleep on it a night or so and start Googling and eBaying and seeing what all's going to be necessary to add to it. Nah, I'm just not going to do it. It's not what I want to do. So I'm excited about getting mine back to place and get back started where we left off. Take a look. Okay, slight change of plans. Still building this truck, still want that truck fixed. This chassis is finished all the way to the front. I didn't do the cross member yet because a buddy of mine called and said, hey, would you like this? So this is a different generation Ford frame, but it's got the Police Interceptor engine in it and the Crown Vic front end already installed, boxed, welded in. The 4.6 liter, not the biggest monster they ever made, but came out of a running and driving detective's car. EFI, automatic transmission. This frame was modified extensively. 9-inch rear end, 4-linked airbag system, which I do not want. I'm not going to use that. I can have the rear end. I'm going to give him the bags back. Got a really good deal on this, but that's not what I want to do with this truck, so I'm not going to use it. He can use it on something else. They shortened the frame, and I don't want you to think bad about my friend. They didn't cut it right, but they were going to come back and plate it and box it and reinforce it. Really, you can see the cut over there. I really wouldn't be worried too much about this. The guys did a good job. You see where they got some skills, a lot better than me. But they shortened this by 7 inches, And rather than going back in and putting 7 inches back in it, we are contemplating, oh, and all this, look, the engine's mounted to the front end. Let me show you this down here, what he's done. Trailing arms are mounted. This is the factory. This was fabricated, welded here, cut around the body mount, welded all the way in, and then welded with a cross support right there. Should be no twisting right there in that spot whatsoever. We've measured the body mounts, this body mount to that cab mount, you know, in the diagonal. They're perfect, spot on. Side to side, they're spot on. So this is what we're contemplating. This is where I'd appreciate your input. Rather than redoing all this, it's the Crown Vic transmission mount. You can see where they've gone in, they've welded it, they've plated, and they've bolted it in, which that's not a big deal about it being bolted because the factory one is bolted. I think it looks like they did a good job. Rather than doing all this over, we're contemplating a Z-cut right there. Doing the same to the chassis over there, using this front, using this back. What we would do, just so you'll know, somewhere in here, cut down, over, down. I'd like your input as to how far over we'd go. Obviously this would just be halfway and this would be halfway. Not real sure how long to make this. I assume you could go too long or too short. I was going to do about 6 or 7 inches. Weld it on the outside, plate it on the inside, weld the plate, and put bolts through just like these right here. 1 on 1 in the plate, 2 on 1 in the plate, 2 on the other in the plate. So, not exactly what we planned on doing, but quite frankly, automatic trans, overdrive, yeah, it's just cool to have a police car engine. Probably not anything much different than a regular engine, but it's cool. And if it works, it's kind of a shame. It's such a deal, it was really silly not to take it, even if we didn't use it on this truck, but I think it'd be cool. So, what I gotta do now, what I'm worried about is my front clip right there. Sorry about the sun. My front clip fitting on all this, since this is a 68 frame. I think the cab's gonna fit. I'm worried about the front clip. So, it's gonna be a hassle. But I've got that cab loose. Gotta take it off. See if I can get it set up here. I'll worry about the rubber pads later. I'll see if I can get it up there, and then put the front clip on it. See what that does, and if that lines up, I think that's what we're gonna do. All right, check in later. All right, I realize this is probably pretty ridiculous, but it works. Simply got the cab raised up, pulled up. Very, very careful to make sure I don't bend the dome up there, and it hasn't. Drip rails actually look fine. Frame rolled out of the way. I'm going to set the cab back down so I can move that frame, put this one up under. That's the plan. The plan, at least. Okay, got it. Body's on the frame. Hey, what's your name?
Olivia.
Olivia. What's that? What is that? A hot rod.
A hot one.
Hot rod. All right. you know, the body mounts line up pretty good. I'm afraid when I get the rubber bushings on, they're going to be a little off, but quite frankly, I can get the front ones lined up and I can make the back ones fit. Man, it sets pretty low, but I like it. Rubber bushings will pick it up a little higher. But I got clearance on the engine, plenty of clearance on the engine, clearance on the transmission. I don't think there's any issues with that. Steering, if you can tell here, I've got to obviously make this, but get the right knuckle. I can make that work. So, got to figure out, I got a lot to figure out. Heck, figure out how to make this throttle work with my gas pedal. Probably can't. Figure something else out. Again, not using the rear, but because it's just entirely too short. Hot rod, that's right, hot rod. I'm sorry I'm walking all around. I just wanted to make sure that the body's going to sit right. And of course I could measure and do that. But what I'm going to do now is I'll take this front clip by myself with my wife. I don't think she can really help me, but if we can lift it together and get it over there, I just want to see, can I mount that and wheelbase look right, all that good stuff. Alright, that's what we got.
I took it back to you.
Good throw.